his ear for about 3 to 5 seconds. I couldn't hear shit.
Damn, she slapped her.
Yeah, she slapped the fuck out of me. but as she's connected and I'm turning, I'm saying in my head like, this bitch slap the fuck out of me. I'm turning like this. I'm like, this bitch really.
Now listening to Harry J. Rich and Boss Lady Jazz on Richgang P.ov podcast worldwide.
Hey you guys, thank you for tuning in with Richgang P.ov. Make sure you hit that like button, ring that notification bell, and hit that subscribe button so you can get all the updates when we drop our new videos. Welcome back with the Richgang P.ov. So today's topic, we're going to talk about DV, domestic violence. That's what we're talking about, domestic violence. That is something that definitely needs to be spoken on in the world because it happens everywhere, it happens every day, and sometimes you just never know what people are struggling with at home. You just never know. Never know. Before we go into that, I want to talk a little bit about Natural Touch Contour. I got to give y'all a little bit of scoop on what your girl is doing. So I have a body contour business with such great support from this guy right here to my left, the hubby. So what I'm doing is body contour. So I am a body contour specialist. I do what body contour consists of is cellulite reduction. So I do a little bit of everything, but cellulite reduction is the main thing about body contouring. So we all have cellulite, men, women, does not matter of gender. Everybody has it. Sadly, us women carry it more than the men do for multiple reasons. Childbirth, hormonal issues. Men normally have it for just like beer bellies or something. You see a guy with a beer belly walking around, that's cellulite. that's cellulite. Stress could do it. There's multiple things that will cause cellulite in us. So cellulite is nothing but fat deposits. That's all it is, a bunch of fat deposits that are just accumulating in one area. So what your girl do is I break them down, I liquefy them, and I allow your body to naturally dispose of them. So easy, so simple. You just have to stick to your water, stick to your treatment plan that I give you for before and after care. But I am very, very, very inexpensive compared to what a lot of these companies are doing out here. There's a lot of people that are charging you $100 per session. I am half the price. So don't miss out. This is like amazing, amazing work. You will not regret it. We all want to get slim, right? We all want to get slim, especially as women. We like to say sexy. You know, we got the hubbies and the boo things and whatever you want to call it, but we got them and we got to stay fine for them. You know how it is. And for ourselves, we want to do that as well, but that's what it is. It's just cellulite reduction where I do a little bit of wood therapy, some ultrasonic cavitation, laser lipo pads. I do some red light and frame therapy, sauna detox blanket. Amazing. Sauna detox blanket, 30 minutes will knock out 200 to 600 calories in a 30-minute session just by laying in the blanket. That is it. And that is freaking amazing. I have so many people come out of that thing and they're like dripping in sweat. It's amazing. But that's pretty much what it is. There's a few other techniques and tools that I use to help reduce that cellulite, but we'll get into that, you know, slowly but surely. But if you ever want to book your girl, www.naturaltouchcontour.com. That is the website. www.naturaltouchcontour.com, and you can always give me a call 321-440-9017.
Right. Hey, spring break coming up.
Oh yeah, spring break, and then summer follows right behind it.
What they call it, we like to call it I ain't gonna be too picky.
Hot girl summer?
Nah,
sundress season. Oh God, you got something crazy for me.
I'm talking about they call it that sag.
What? The sag?
You know when the women be having that little pudge that go wrap
no, we call them Fupas, babe.
Yeah.
It's a fupa.
Fupa.
And that little gut that you can grab. Yeah, that's called the fupa. That's what we call it.
I ain't gonna say what we call it.
What y'all call it?
I ain't gonna say it.
What you call it, babe? What do y'all call it?
Mutt syndrome.
What? What is Mutt syndrome? What?
I mean, I ain't gonna get into details. I'll let y'all
What is that? What
figure it out.
the hell is Mutt syndrome?
You know what a dog is? A dog, right? It's called a mutt. You know
when a dog had babies and they had, oh my G.
Yeah.
You got a Mutt syndrome?
Not me. That's some shit these men.
The stuff that they come up with, like what the heck?
Right.
That's sad. You have to label a woman similar to an animal.
Yeah.
It's just nature. It's childbirth.
If it don't apply, let it fly. This ain't no shit I came up with.
It's birth. Reproducing, creating, just like a woman
shit I came up with, but
carries and have babies, dogs do too. But God, dog, you got to label us like a dog.
Anyways, y'all make sure y'all go to what was it? www.
You missing a W.
www.
Natural Touch Contour.
Right here at the bottom of the screen.
.com.
And I ain't being biased just because it's my wife, but you know, I done seen some women
Absolutely.
going there and I'd be like, damn, you gonna transform her into that? And she done showed me them pictures. I'm like, damn.
It's
this
real,
shit
ladies.
is really a home run.
It is real, ladies. I promise you. Follow your plan. Do what I tell you to do. Just follow what I tell you to do. They gotta drink
a bunch of water, don't they?
Oh yeah, they gotta drink a lot of water, 2 to 3 liters daily, because that's what's gonna flush it out.
Right.
I'll break it down, I'll liquefy it, but your body has to do the rest of it. And the only way your body's gonna do that is you gotta drink that water, because you have to flush it out.
Right.
If you don't, it just resettles and it doesn't go anywhere.
Like I said, you know, I was the first one to argue. I was like, when you first started, I was like, there's no way you can take a woman and make her this and that. I done seen this shit. Like I said, I ain't being biased. I done seen this shit. I'm like, damn, this shit like really work.
It does.
You know what I mean? Versus a motherfucker going down to Dr. Miami paying $5 to $7 grand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If not more than that. I know some women that had the procedures done and had multiple things done, and it can be as high as 10 grand.
But yeah, I ain't being biased, but I mean, you'll see the reviews, you know, when you go to the website, you know.
Yep, definitely there.
Okay. Well, moving on. What is domestic violence?
That's what it is. DV. We're talking abuse. That's what that is. Abuse. You know, by default, we normally think it's abuse by just the man beating his woman, you know. But there's times where it's women that are abusive too.
Yeah.
There's women that are abusive too, and some men will sit around and take it.
Yeah, take that shit. But well, you know, society look at it as this shit is really like a double standard. It's say if a woman, you know, was to say if I'm in a relationship and I was to put hands on you, you know, the world would deem me as the bad guy. But if you flip the genders and the woman was to put hands on me, society would look at it as, oh, she's a woman, you're supposed to take that shit. You're supposed to take whatever a man throws at you. I mean, whatever a woman throws at you. No,
I don't agree to that. I can understand why society would deem you as the bad guy, because you're a man. Men are much, much more powerful and stronger, you know, than women are. So for a man to hit a woman, you're gonna knock her ass out.
Right.
You know, and I see what they say, you know, if a woman hits a man, then you're not supposed to take it, but it's not going to affect you as much as it will affect her. Because you're way more powerful, you're way more stronger, and you can take in a lot more.
So what would you advise men to do if a woman was to hit them?
Walk away.
What would you advise a woman to do if a man was to hit her?
Try to get out of the situation. She need to leave too.
So walk away?
Absolutely.
Not call the police?
I would say walk away. I mean, yes, you're going to call the police, but if you're talking about what would you do getting away from the situation is walk away. Just like if you say if a woman hit a man, walk away. Get out of the situation because you don't want your anger to build up and hit her.
Right. Well, me personally, I don't believe in... Well, let me just put our shit out there on Front Street. Has it ever been a time in our relationship where you felt like I was going to put my hands on you?
Heck no.
I just want to make this clear. I am not a cosign of men putting their hands on women. I am completely against it. I don't co-sign it or nothing. But in the same breath, I believe that women should kind of take that in consideration also. Because a lot of women, they look at it as, well, I'm a woman, not you necessarily, but a lot of women look at it as, I'm a woman, so just because, I have a disadvantage to you because you're a man, I'm allowed to hit you and get away with it. There's a series on YouTube, right? And it's called the Domestic Violence Experiments. I want you to look this up. And whoever's watching, look this up. It's a guy. He took male and a female, right? It's because it's an experiment. Took him to a random park.
Okay.
And he said, okay, act like you're gonna jump on the female. Okay. And the man is about to jump on the female, right? So random people in the park, you see, mostly men, you see them about to interfere, like, hey, man, you better not hit her. You better not hit her. They're ready to take on the man. A week later, they switched the roles. It's an experiment. They say, okay, now the woman, you act like you're gonna jump on the man. Same two couples. Now people the woman is about to jump on the man, and guess what people are doing? Just like you said, minding their business, and some are even laughing. Yeah. So that goes to show you how society look at it is like
men are way more powerful than women. For a woman to hit you, it's not gonna phase you. But for a man to hit a woman, you're gonna knock her out. You're way more powerful. So I can see why the experiment ended out that way. I can see it because honestly, if I saw a woman going off on a man, I don't feel like she's that much of a threat to him. Yeah, she's gonna probably hit him. Yes, she can do, but she's not as big of a threat or harm to that man as he is to her if the shoe was on the other foot. Right. I can see that.
You agree with it?
Do I agree with it? No. She shouldn't put her hands on him either. No. Right. It needs to be equal on both ends. He shouldn't put his hands on her, and she shouldn't put her hands on him.
I'm with you on that.
I strongly agree. Absolutely. We was taught that as kids. Keep your hands to yourself. Taught that as kids.
I done had female family members. Not gonna say no names.
You ain't supposed to.
But female family members, and they were, of course, they was older and elementary. This is what not men, female family members told me. Somebody hit you, you better knock their ass out. I don't care if it's a female. This coming from a female now.
No. I wouldn't tell Jay that at all. He knows not to hit a girl. He knows it.
Well, he knows that.
Yeah, he knows not to hit a girl. I'm not telling my child, I don't care if it's a female knocker. No. Right. Jeremiah knows he cannot put his hands on the girl. He knows that.
Yeah, and I stand on the side of you and advocate that. Yeah. With you. But I'm just saying, it's crazy because, me growing up, females told me this.
That's crazy.
Not men. It just go to show you how far gone as a society.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah. Mentality, boy, I tell you. That's crazy. That's crazy.
You ever been in a relationship to where you had to get physical?
No, I never been in a relationship where I was hit or beat down or none of that. Right. Now, I don't had caught my moment of swinging and I got just like, I didn't get hit. It was just like calm down, like a grab, like calm down kind of thing. But that was a one-time thing. It was like a click, like, you tried me. Right. But it wasn't like I'm trying to punch you or hit. It was like, more like a push or something, like a,
Right.
don't piss me off. It's like, calm your little ass down. That's how it was.
Oh, he grabbed you?
Yeah, just like, calm down. Just stop.
Oh, okay,
just
damn.
calm down. It wasn't like a physical, no.
Oh, okay. Listen, I done had, I ain't gonna even sit up here and lie. You know what I mean? I done had I almost done Chris Brown me a bitch. I ain't listen.
Chris Brown?
Yeah, I'm on Chris Brown. Listen, I was in a relationship with a female, and you know, I may have done some things, not physical, you know, but some things, you know.
That triggered her.
Yeah, that triggered her.
Yeah.
You know, but still don't give you a right to put your hands on me.
It doesn't.
You know what I mean? But
I think you've told me this before. You can't tell nobody how to respond.
this chick, right? Only right. That's hey. But in a physical matter.
You can't tell nobody how to respond.
Okay, I'm with you. Okay, well, you know what? Let's go with that. I can't tell nobody how to respond.
You can't. Every action has a reaction.
Okay, even if that action. Do I get to respond to that reaction action?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You can't. She can't tell you how to respond.
But that's all I was going to.
Absolutely.
I had a chick, right? And whatever happened. But we in the midst of argument, and she raised her hand. And I see her raise her hand as we talking. So I'm like, I just know this bitch ain't finna hit me. So I'm steady like going on and on. So I see the hand coming, like slow motion. And I'm like, I know this motherfucker not finna connect. So I'm just steady, like, you know, yapping, you know, whatever I'm saying off. And this gets me, I'm watching the slow motion get closer and closer. And I know, I said, like, I ain't flinching tonight because I know this woman ain't finna hit me. That shit connected. And I want to say I was deaf in this ear for about 3 to 5 seconds. I couldn't hear shit.
Damn, she slapped her.
Yeah, she slapped the fuck out of me. but as she's connected and I'm turning, I'm saying in my head like, this bitch slapped the fuck out of me. I'm turning like this. I'm like, this bitch really just slapped me.
Your demonstration.
I'm saying that to myself like, this bitch really just slapped the piss out of me. Because I'm deaf. I can't hear shit in this ear. So I see myself, right? I didn't do it. And it took me everything not to. You know, I gotta give myself credit. Because as she's slapping me and my head is turned this way, I see myself slapping this bitch so hard to where you ever seen the Exorcist, the Exorcist movie where the motherfucker head turn around, do a complete 360. That's
so
how hard I see me slapping this bitch back. To where this bitch head just drooped like the Exorcist. But it took everything.
That's the man in you.
In me, and that's why I was going. I said it had to be the man in me
That's
because
the
I
man
ate
in
that
you.
shit.
Yep.
I ate it.
That's the man in you. That's all that was. That's all that was.
But that was a lot of soul digging.
Yep.
Soul searching.
I would definitely agree.
Because I was deaf for about 5 seconds. And that shit was ringing.
The way you demonstrated that with the words.
You know, and I may have deserved that, but
yeah, that was the man in you. Because a typical man would have responded with hitting her back.
Right. How do you feel about a man calling the police on the woman by physically abusing him? Because society they look down upon that too.
Yeah, look
you
down
calling
upon
the police on the female, you supposed to take that shit because you a dude.
Okay, I get it. I know exactly what you're saying, and I understand why they would feel that way, because a woman is less harmful than a man is. Y'all you're men. You know what I mean? You're masculine. You're men. So, absolutely, I see where they coming from. You're supposed to take it or do whatever. Dismiss yourself. Whatever it is, dismiss yourself. Now, if it comes to a point where she's just outraged and carrying on and doing something where it's like life-threatening, call 911 on her ass. She can go to jail.
Right.
She deserved to go to jail. Absolutely.
Let's switch to the genders.
Okay.
Let's say if it's the man beating on the woman. Give you an analogy.
Absolutely, she need to call the police.
Okay.
And she need to call them faster than a man should.
Right.
I know that's where you're going. I know that's where you're going. And I say that because men are so much more powerful. Her slap is not equivalent to your slap. It's not. I'm sorry, it's not.
Okay. Listen, and I'm with you. I agree. I don't disagree. But most women would echo you.
Okay.
With what you just said. Mm-hmm. So if you know that, why put your hands on a man?
And that's what
a lot of women use that analogy. They saying, well, he has the ups on me as far as like a disadvantage. So I'm allowed to hit you.
No.
And you allowed not.
I disagree.
To respond to me just because I hit you.
I disagree.
A lot of women feel like that.
Nope, and I would disagree with them too. Nope, I disagree. Just because he's more powerful and you're the many, no, that does not give you the right to put your hands on that man because he deserves the same respect as you.
Right.
Yeah, I will disagree with that.
Right.
Like he said, keep our hands to ourselves.
Is it forgiving? Once a man put his hands on the female, can you come back from that? Can they?
To each its own.
Because you would agree, violence is violence.
Domestic
violence is domestic violence, no matter which end it's coming from, right?
Absolutely. I would agree to that. Absolutely. To each his own. Me, personally, no. You put your hands on me, it's over. It's a wrap. I'm not going to put myself in a situation to where I allow you to do it because that's what I'm doing. When you do it and I stay, I allow you to do it. Right. And a man is only going to do what you allow them to do. Right. So when you put your hands on me and I stay there, you can give me the I'm sorry, you're going to do it again. And when you do it again, what I'm going to do, say I'm sorry again, and it's going to become a habit. Right. It becomes repetitive. Right. It happens and happens, and that's how women get stuck in those situations where they're in an abusive relationship. They are. So it's like, me personally, no. You put your hands on me one time, that tells me you're not a man. Mm-hmm. And I am not safe with you, and that's not where I need to be at. Right. Because you don't care to harm me.
Right.
So I don't think, no, absolutely not. And I understand, too, sometimes a lot of women would be naive and allow their emotions to make the decisions for them. Mm. And that just comes from us wanting to be loved. Us wanting to feel, the connection with a man, wanting us to be wanted, the attention. You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of women, would disregard, what's right and what's wrong and be naive to, what real love is. And they'll stay into it. They'll stay. As a matter of fact, like the baby where the chick keep having a baby and leaving the baby. This right here on Kirkman. The girl keep having a baby and leave the baby on the doorstep. And one year she wrote a note and said that she's in fear for her life or something about the daddy being abusive or something. Then she drops the baby off. You put your baby in a safer environment, but you go back to the danger. Naive. Insane. And then she gets pregnant again and does it a second time. I think, if I'm not mistaken, she's done it 3 times.
Yeah, 3. I was just going to say that.
And you go back to the situation again. That is a perfect example of just being naive to the situation. If you had the ability to get your child out, you can get yourself out too. Right. And I would tell every woman, you are worth way more than abuse. That man, there is millions and millions and millions of men. That man is not deserving of him beating on you. It's not deserving of him beating you. You have to gain your self-esteem, do whatever you have to do because you are worthy. You are worthy and you deserve love. And if that's the situation you're in, I encourage you to get out of it. You just never know, what people are going through. And I just want to speak this into the people because anybody watching this video could be going through the same situation and we don't know that. But I would just say you are worthy, you are worthy, you are worthy. And you just need to get up out of that situation. It's not good for you. And God has greater things in store than being abused.
I got to say that like in church folk cases. You preaching right
now. Oh my goodness.
But before we end the segment, I want to say this. to kind of like build on what you're saying. Back to the way society looks at it. And this was kind of like in the experiment I spoke about with the YouTube. It's crazy because from the women's side, you have moderate behavior and aggressive behavior. Guess what they deem as moderate behavior? Scratching. Women scratching, swinging, spitting. That's moderate behavior.
Disgusting.
So you can imagine what aggressive. Remember, moderate is in the middle. Aggressive is at the top. So imagine what.
You drawing blood at aggressive.
I would think aggressive would be spitting, scratching, and swinging.
Absolutely.
They deem that as moderate.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show you how fucked up and lost we is as a society when it comes to domestic violence.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, but I agree with you. Scratching and spitting and doing all of that's aggressive.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy. So that means you gotta black my eye and draw blood before I deem it as aggressive?
Right, that's crazy.
It'll be half dead. But you gotta get up out of it. Sometimes, women will stay in that, and that naive will lead you to death. It will lead you to death because another story where a couple was together and they had cameras in their house. And I don't know what happened. I don't know the details of it, but something happened to the point where there was an argument, I assume, and it got aggressive. I'm talking about fatal aggressive. And on camera with her children, listen, especially if you got children involved, you are going to destroy your children before they can have a chance of experiencing their own lives when you allow them to witness that stuff. Get your children and yourself out of that situation. This woman, it was on camera. I guess they had an argument, debate, whatever was going on, and it got so aggressive. This guy stood over this woman and shot her to death in front of her children. In front of her children, caught on camera. So she lost her life for a boy. She lost her life. You've left children. They're already suffering while you're here to witness this. Now you leave them suffering because you're gone? Yeah. Them kids get one mother. One. And she took her own life from her because she didn't leave. Because she did not leave. She took her own life from herself. And left them children suffering because that's who hurts the most.
Right, the kids.
When you got kids, them are the ones that hurt the most. I pray to God that if I ever have to leave this, I will leave before my kids. But when it's time for me to leave, I pray to God my children are adults at least, because they will have a mental understanding. And I'm not leaving off of no, crazy violence and nothing. I don't put myself in those type of situations, and I'm not around those type of situations. But should it be to where, it could happen in a freaking store and the store gets robbed and the guy shoot everybody up, that could be me. But I just pray to God that my children are adults if something like that happens to me, because I just pray that they will have a better mental capacity to deal with that. Versus a child. As a child, like, how do you explain that to a child? I couldn't. My own? No, I couldn't do that. I would be more, if something was to happen to you, I would be more crushed to even speak those words to try to explain to our children that. Vice versa, yeah. You know what I mean? That's a tough situation. Lord, I pray to God, just don't take me before my children are old enough to understand. Because that's terrifying. That is terrifying.
Richgang P.ov podcast worldwide.
P.ov.
Till next week.
See ya.
See y'all.